about in just a minute here, but we welcome both Larry and Laura to the program today. Hi, guys.
Thank you.
Laura, I know you've been encouraged, as the market has been, by the job growth we've seen the last few months' reports. But do you feel it's self-sustaining at this point, or is there something else that can be done either through monetary policy, fiscal policy, or something else?
Well, I think that we are right now taking demand out of the economy through the sequester and fiscal contraction. This has been much remarked upon by the Fed, by the Congressional Budget Office. So essentially the economy is trying to move forward at a somewhat faster pace. The Fed is providing all kinds of support, and the fiscal authorities are pulling back. So what you end up here is a job outlook and a growth outlook which is not that different from the last several months. There are some areas of strength. Construction is one. The energy sector is another. But overall, if you look at the world economy too slowing down, there's more we could be doing on the fiscal side to promote job creation that we're not doing.
Larry, what do you think about Laura's assessment? What do you think is holding back job creation?
Well, I think I agree with Laura partly. I mean, I think the Federal Reserve has got to stay stimulus. That may be odd coming from me, but I've been looking at some numbers. I think Bernanke should stay right where he is, absolutely buying bonds. As far as fiscal policy is concerned, I'm afraid I disagree with Laura about the sequester and the spending cuts. But one of the great things we could do would have corporate business tax reform right away. Lower the rates for large and small businesses and repatriate the money overseas. I think it would be a booster rocket for the economy.
Laura,
Yes,
what do you think?
Well, obviously, on that issue of corporate tax reform, Larry, I am for and have been for a long time comprehensive corporate tax reform that brings the rate way down to the 25% level and pays for that by essentially taking away all of the preferences, credits, special subsidies, etc. I have also written on the repatriation that occurred after the 2004 Homeland Investment Act. And based on my assessment of that evidence, yes, I think that if we had a comprehensive corporate tax reform, which ended up giving the opportunity for companies to bring back, nearly $2 trillion of cash outside the United States, that money would be put to work on investment, job creation, and boosting consumption in the United States. So, yes, I think that would be a plus for demand, and I'm all for a comprehensive corporate tax reform.
Well,
and you're part of the ACT, right? The Alliance for Competitive Taxation,
yes.
Economic advisor for tax reform. So you want to have, you would eliminate then the double taxation.
Yes, I think that we must move to essentially a form, let's call it a hybrid. We in principle have worldwide taxation of U.S. company profits. We put off they're paying taxes through deferral. Other countries have moved to territorial systems, which essentially says if you are taxed abroad on your activity, when you bring your money home, you don't confront yet another tax. And I think that makes, in a global world where companies can choose where to put their headquarters, where to put their activities, we want to make the U.S. the place that companies, U.S. and foreign companies, make their investment and bring their profits to. And I think that a hybrid system with a low corporate rate will get us there.
All right, I'm running out of time. Otherwise, I get your comment on that, Larry. But I want to ask you what you're going to ask Mitt Romney tonight.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the past campaign. We're going to talk a little more about what's going on right now. I'm hoping it'll be an interesting one. I know Mr. Romney, Governor Romney, quite well, and, I'm hoping he'll answer some questions. There's a lot of big issues out there. One of them, by the way, is personal tax reform and the IRS. While I totally agree with Laura on the corporate tax reform, I really totally agree with her, I want to go further. I want to take the deductions and the exemptions out of the personal tax code, lower the rates on the other side, and limit the IRS power. They've proven to be corrupt and political, and the best way to do that is get rid of all those unnecessary deductions and exemptions. Just get rid of them.
All right. Well, we couldn't expect Larry Kudlow and Laura Tyson to agree on everything on government policy. That would not work.